Facebook's up first. We're waiting on YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. So we're waiting on them. See if YouTube's up. See if YouTube's up on the screen. Yeah, it's up. See if YouTube's up. I'm waiting on Okay, good morning. Welcome to the Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show for Thursday, June 27th. We're going to be going over today's news headlines today, and also we'll have baseball recaps from the New Orleans Baby Cakes, the Biloxi Shuckers, also MLB baseball with the Houston Astros and the Texas Rangers. So we'll have those recaps today. We also will have go into news headlines as well. I want to just make sure everybody is on um, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope. I want to put the chat room on, so let's make sure everybody comes on the screen to see if you're in. So everything 404, so everybody's in. So good morning to everyone on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. This is the Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show, Thursday edition. So let's go ahead and go over some. Let's begin with our news headlines of today. I'm going to be going over some baseball stuff at this hour. So we're going to be setting up minor league baseball and also MLB baseball with the Baby Cakes and the Biloxi Shuckers. So let me go ahead and set this up. Give me 1 second. So we're going to start with the minor league baseball. We're going to work our way down. We'll talk about the New Orleans Baby Cakes. So let me switch this up. Let me get this put on the screens. So we'll go over last night's games with the with both of the minor league teams here in the area. Getting results. See if I can pull up my results. Waiting on everything to come up. So if you're in here, let me see if you're in here yet. Nobody's in here yet. I don't see anybody coming in, making flocks in. So I'll just go ahead and set up my my stuff. Waiting on the other stuff to come in. So coming in a few seconds. Let me go ahead and get the Biloxi Baby Cakes thing up here. So I'm gonna be in a few seconds. So just give me a few seconds. I'm kind of getting everything set up. So let me just go ahead and do that. Y'all can talk amongst yourselves if you're in here. Waiting on all my stuff come in. Okay, everything's up on the screen. Where we'll just go ahead and switch over. Waiting on the screens to come up. Okay, there we go. Everything's on the screen. I'm gonna have to pull this up a little bit so if y'all can see this, the box score. I'll pull this box score up a little bit so we can look at the box score in here real good. So everything's on the screen. Everything's straightened. Let me see if you're on Facebook. So just please bear with us. We're having we're trying to make sure everything is nice and neat, so nobody won't complain and stuff like that. That everything is um, so. Okay, everything's on the screen. Let's go ahead and go over the um, what the New Orleans Baby Cakes did last night. They did win 3-1 over the Oklahoma City Dodgers in their game last night. Let's go ahead and go over some plays. I got everything on the screen. Um, let's begin in the bottom of the second. Oklahoma City hit a home run that was on Jake Peters' home run, made it 1-0. Also, top of the fourth, that was Jake Peters. It was 1-0 Oklahoma City. Also, um, in the that was in the bottom of the second. Excuse me, sorry about that. Bottom of the second. Rephrase that. Bottom of the second. Top of the fourth, the Baby Cakes did score. They hit a home run on Lewis Brinson's home run. Made it tied up at 1. Also, top of the sixth, your Benes, Solis, Solis. I'm trying to say his name is Solis. He hit a home run. Made a 2-run. Baby Cakes also top of the ninth. They did hit a home run, so that was the winning run right there to win the game 3-1. Um, so that is the plays that happened in the baseball game. Let's go ahead and go over the box score. Okay, I'm gonna switch this over. Okay, I'm showing it on my screen. Okay, box score recap. Hallerson went 1 for 4. Diaz went 0 for 4. Dean went 1 for 4, and Soarts went 2 for 4. Brenson went 1 for 4. O'Brien went 0 for 4. Devin Marrero went 2 for 4 for the Baby Cakes. Hyman went 2 for 4. Also, Grunkel went 0 for 2 for the Baby Cakes. They did leave 16 men on base last night. They had, let's see, 9 strikeouts and 1 walk, so they didn't have a nice night at the plate. Strikeout to walk preference. See if anybody's in here. 1, 1, and 1. So this is what we're talking about. New Orleans Baby Cakes, the minor league baseball team here in the only minor league baseball team that we have in the New Orleans area. We don't have a major league team now. Let's go ahead and, like I said, look, there's strikeouts to walks. I'll be honest with you, they're going to have to do a lot better with those strikeout to walk ratio because at the plate. Because if you they left 16 men on base, and that's something you can't be doing if you're going to be a winning team. You got to drive those runs home. That's essential right there. You have to drive those runs home. So I'm a little disappointed in this strikeout to walk ratio at the plate, but hopefully they can get this straightened out. Because look, every team, I don't care if it's MLB, I don't care if it's college baseball or Little League baseball, when you leave runners on base and you strike out, you're not going to win the games. So that's the biggest aspect in these breakdowns when I tell you these things. Okay, let's go ahead and go over the pitching. I was a little impressed with their pitching. They did not walk anybody. That's good. I'm very happy about that. But they only gave up 1 home run, the Baby Cakes, last night. So I'll be honest with you. Look, the pitching right now, I can say it's a little so-so, but hopefully they're 43 and let's look at it. They're 43 and 36 on the season. We'll look at their standings in just a few minutes right after this these breakdowns. So let's go ahead and give you the pitching recap. Gunkel went 5 innings. He had 3 hits, 1 run, an earned run. He had 5 strikeouts. He had no walks. He was the only one that gave up the home run in the game. Now, Bridham had 2 innings. He had 3 strikeouts. He had an ERA of 1. Also, Alvarez had an ERA of 5. He had no strikeouts or walks or stuff like that. Now, Keller had an ERA of 4.14. That's a little bit high right now, but hopefully with some work in games, he can get that ERA to come down. So that is the pitching outlook on the New Orleans Baby Cakes as they win yesterday 3-1 over Oklahoma City. So they will, I think they will play again. We'll look at it in a few seconds. Let me go ahead and switch this over. Okay, let's go over the Pacific Coast League standings before we start going over their schedule. AAA baseball. Let's see, AAA baseball. Okay, the PCL standings as of right now. We're looking at them right now on our screens. Let me show you on my screen. Okay, the New Orleans Baby Cakes right now are 6 games out of first. They're going to have to gain some ground here because they're 6 games out of first in the Southern Division of the America Southern Division. So they're going to have to gain some ground because San Antonio right now has the best record. They're 49 and 30, but they're on a 1-game losing streak. San Antonio, Round Rock is 2.5 games out, so they're at 46 and 32. Now the Baby Cakes right now, they're currently in 3rd place. So the elimination number for the New Orleans Baby Cakes, if they want to get into the playoffs, is 56 right now. As of right now, going into this so how so they went. Yes, they did. Well, I'll show you the score and just I did show you the score. If you missed the broadcast, you can so how you doing, Fox? We're looking at it right now. When we go finish this up, Oklahoma City is 31 and 46. They're 17 games out of the American Southern Division for the PCL. Now, the leading team that's leading right now in this PCL standings is Iowa. Iowa is 44 and 35. So now, if they're going to gain some ground, they're going to have to get a lot of wins in these next couple of weeks, and also going into the month of July. So let me see if he's still in there. Yeah, he's still in there. I'll just watch him on the screen. Yep. So that's why I say right now this 6 games can turn into maybe 2 or even 1 game if the Baby Cakes can get. They're on a 1-game winning streak. Right now their record in the division is 14 and 14. They're 14 and 14 right now. Their L10s right now is 5 and 5. So that's something right there we have to look at with this New Orleans Baby Cakes baseball team. So that is the playoff standings as of right now. The next game for the New Orleans Baby Cakes, we'll go ahead and give you the schedule for the New Orleans Baby Cakes games. So I'm going to go ahead and do that in 1 second. Let me get this over. Okay, let's go ahead and give you the New Orleans Baby Cakes next game schedule, and we'll talk about Biloxi in just a few minutes. Waiting on it to come up. Give me 1 second. I gotta wait for it to give me send data. Mine just came in and let me know. Waiting on it. Okay, let's go ahead and go over the schedule for the New Orleans Baby Cakes for the next couple of weeks. Switch this over. Okay, the Baby Cakes for the next couple of weeks. We'll show you the schedule. I'm gonna pull it up 1 second. Okay, the next couple of weeks for the New Orleans Baby Cakes, for the month of June, they will play Oklahoma City again tonight, 7:05. Once again, and then Friday at 7:05 at Oklahoma City, and they will take on Memphis. That will be on Saturday and Sunday. So they will play in Memphis, Tennessee, Saturday and Sunday. Now, the month of July, let's go ahead and look at the month of July. They will have Memphis Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And they will come back home on Thursday, July 4th. That's going to be on Independence 4th of July. They will take on San Antonio. That will be for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They will be off Monday and Tuesday for the All-Star game. So they will be off Monday and Tuesday in July. And they will finish their they will be on the road 11th through 14th against Nashville. So that is the New Orleans Baby Cakes recap. We'll go ahead and switch over to the Biloxi Shuckers. Biloxi Shuckers last night won 7-4 over the Pensacola Wahoos. They are now 44-33 on the season. So we'll go ahead and give you a recap on them. So let me switch this over to the let's begin. Look over the play-by-play tutorials. Okay, let's begin with Biloxi. I don't know if they have any play-by-play tutorials, so we'll just go ahead and go to the game day. So I'm going to switch this over. Sorry about that. Switch this over to game day. Okay, let's go ahead and go over the plays. Let's begin. Okay, let's begin. Bottom of the second. Pensacola did score on a single. Made it 1-0. That was on a 3-ball, 1-strike pitch. Pensacola made it 1-0. Bottom of the second, top of the fifth. Jack Gatewood hits his 6th home run. Made it even at 1. That was on a 3-ball and 2-strike pitch. Also, Biloxi in the top of the 6th scored on a Pat Leonard single. Made it 2-1. Also, Cooper Hummel doubled on a fly ball. Made it 4-1, so they had a 4-1 lead in the game. Biloxi, that was on a 2 balls and 2-strike pitch. Also, in the bottom of the 6th, Pensacola cut the lead to 4-2 on a single. Also, in the bottom of the 8th, they tied it up at 4 on a double. Also, in the top of the 9th, Max McDonald hit a single on a ground ball to left field. They made it 5-4, and that the same inning later, the Shuckers did score on a double. I think it was a 2-run double, made it 7-4. So it was a 7-4 game. So final score, they did defeat Pensacola 7-4. So this was in the top of the ninth, hit by a pitch. So let's see, bottom of the ninth, defensive subs. They did Pensacola did fly out, ground out, and strike out. That is the how the game ended. The Biloxi Shuckers win 7-4. The Biloxi Shuckers are 44 and 33. They will play same two teams, I think, later on tonight and something like that. Let's give you the actual box score in this game. Okay, the actual box score. Okay, Abiles went 1 for 5. Caldwell went 2 for 5. Leonard went 1 for 4. Thomas also went 1 for 4. Hummel went 1 for 3. He has a 210 batting average, but a 706 OPS. Also, Gatewood went 2 for 4 for the Biloxi Shuckers. Wilson went 0 for 4. He has a 712 OPS, but a 224 batting average. Sergel Veer went 1 for 4. McDonald went 2 for 4 for the Biloxi Shuckers. They left 16 men on base. They had 6 strikeouts and no walks, so that wasn't good enough right there. So they have to hit the ball and they have to get runners across, because that's the same problem they've been having, leaving men on base. Because if you leave men on base, they were 5 for 12 in the game yesterday, so they had 5 runners out of 12. So that's one thing you can't be doing, leaving runners on base. That's scoring opportunities left on the board. So that's my take on it. On Biloxi, on the batting, let's go ahead and go over the pitching. Okay, Bellinger went 6 innings. He had 8 hits, 2 runs, 2 of them was earned. He gave up 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. His ERA is coming down to 3.94. So I'm very happy about that. Also, Ponch, as he had BS Ponch. Also gave up 2 earned runs. He also gave up 1 walk, no strikeouts. So he did not strike out anybody in their game neither. The winning pitcher was Greep. He had 2 strikeouts. He only gave up a hit, no runs, none of them was earned, and 1.5 innings of work. So that's 1.2 innings. So it's a half of an inning of work for the Biloxi Shuckers. They did strike out 6 batters. They did not give up any home runs yesterday. They gave up 9 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks. So they kind of had 6 strikeouts. So between those batters, that those pitchers. So between those 2 pitchers, Greeps and Bellinger, they had the 6 strikeouts. So once again, Biloxi wins 7-4. We'll go ahead and see who they play the next week or this week. We'll go ahead and go through their schedule as well. Switch this over. Biloxi Shuckers. So they will play again tonight, 6:35, out in Pensacola, Florida. Okay, we'll give you the schedule, and we'll also look at the standings, see where they're at. Okay, the next week for the Biloxi Shuckers, they will take on. Let's see, this is in the month of June. They will take on Pensacola tonight. tonight, um, tomorrow night, and they will take on Mobile. That will be on Sunday. That will be out at home. So they'll be home for the Shuckers. So that will be on Sunday. Let's go ahead and give you the month of July schedule. Month of July, they will take on Mobile. That will be Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. They will go back to Pearl, Mississippi to take on the Mississippi Braves from Thursday through Tuesday. Um, and also, they will come back on the 11th through 16th. They will take on the Chattanooga Lookouts. That will be Chattanooga. That will be at home. So that's my take on the Shuckers. Okay, let's go ahead and give you the standings on the Biloxi Shuckers as of right now, as where they stand. Let's go ahead and give you that. Give you their. Just pull that up. I'll give you the readouts and stuff like that. Okay, let's go to this. They're in the 7. Okay, Biloxi Shuckers as of right now. Let's look. This is the overall current standings right now. They're 3 and 4 going into the this is the like the first half standings, and right now they're 3 and 4. They're 2.5 games out of first right now. Jacksonville is 5 and 2. Mississippi is 4 and 2. Mobile is 4 and 3. Um, Biloxi is 3 and 4. They're 2.5 games, so they're 2 games out of first. Overall, their overall standings. Let's pull this up. They are now 44 and 33. So right now they're currently in with the standings right now. The way they look in overall standings, they're right now they're in first place in the Southern League South. So that is the current standings. But right now, this is how they look in the overall standings. Um, Pensacola is 3 games out of the first place slot. Also, Mississippi is 6 games out. Also, Jacksonville is 10 games out. They're 34 and 43, and Mobile is 31 and 44. So that's going into the I think that's the second half or something like that, or the first half. That's how they work it. So this is the 7 league standings for the Biloxi Shuckers and the New Orleans Baby Cakes. So let's go ahead and recap the Astros game. We'll recap the Astros and Houston, Texas Rangers. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go back to yesterday's games. Okay, let's start with the Texas Rangers. Texas Rangers defeated the Detroit Tigers 4-1. Let's go ahead and give you the recap on that game. Okay, Texas Rangers and Detroit Tigers recap. Okay, the Rangers went 4-1 in their game yesterday, so their record's now 44 and 36. That's pretty good for the first half of the season. Detroit is a suck ass team this year. They are very suck ass. They are 26 and 49. We'll look at the American League standings as well. We'll update you on that as well. Okay, let's go ahead and give you the recap. Let's pull this up. Okay, Texas did score in the top of the third on a sac fly, made it 1-0. Texas scored in the top of the fifth, made it 2-1. Also, in the same inning. It was 3-1. It was a home run as well. Also, Danny Santana hits a home run. So um, in those innings, in the top of the fifth, 3 home runs was hit by the Texas Rangers. So that's a pretty good um, clip, if you know what I mean. So so I look at it this way: the Texas Rangers, I'm pretty sure they're not nearly as the Bronx Bombers are hitting home runs. So they hit 3 in the same inning. So that's showing you something right there with the Texas Rangers. So let's go ahead and give you. Minor was the winner. We'll go ahead and give you his numbers on him. Okay, let's give you the recap box score. Full box score recap. The Shield had went 1 for 4. Santana, he's the one that hit the home run in that fifth inning. Went 1 for 4. Andreas 2 for 4. Um, Mazzala is Mazzara. I'm trying to say his name. He went 0 for 4 for the Rangers. Gallo went 0 for 2 for the Rangers. Four-star went 0 for 4. Callahan went 3 for 4, so he had a pretty good night for the Rangers. Also, Guzman went 0 for 2, and Manis went 1 for 4, excuse me, with the Texas Rangers. So that's the box score on them. They did lead 12 men on base. That's not good. They were 0 for 2 on those runners in scoring position. They should have been a little bit better there. And they left 5 men on base. That was the team average right there. Okay, let's go ahead and give you the recap on the pitching. In 9 innings, the Rangers gave up 5 hits, 1 run. One of them was earned. 2 walks and 7 strikeouts. They gave up 1 home run. That was from Minor. He had 9 innings of work, so he had complete innings for the Texas Rangers. His ERA is low. His ERA is pretty low, so that's good right there. 2.40. So I'm very happy with this ERA. So that is the analysis on the Rangers. Let's go ahead and give you the Houston Astros. They did play the Pittsburgh Pirates yesterday. I'll go ahead and give you an waiting on it to come up. Okay, Pirates literally destroyed the Astros yesterday. I mean, I don't know what happened with this team right now. They're 50-31, losing to a 37-41 ball club. Wow, isn't that amazing? Losing to a ball club like that by a 14-2 count. So they're gonna have to gain some ground. Houston's gonna have to gain some ground in the AL East if they're going to be a contender in the playoffs. They have to gain ground in the second half. This first half right now, sure, they're 50-31. I get it. They're 50-31. But when you give up 14 runs like that against a 37-41 Pittsburgh Pirate team, your ass is not winning games, folks. That is simple as that. That is reality. So the Astros have a lot of work to do in these games. So let's go ahead and give you the scoring recap and pull this up by plays. Okay, let's begin with the scoring recap. Pittsburgh did score in the top of the first. That was at home, folks. That was an embarrassing loss for the Houston Astros, to say the least. Okay, They led 2-0. Bell hit a 2-run homer. Springer came out. It was 2-1 Astros. That was in the bottom of the first. Also, top of the second, they made it 4-1 on a let's see, on a double and a single by Kevin Newman and also Corey Dickerson. That's one thing. They allow these things. Valdez was the loser in the game. All right, let's see. In the top of the third, it was 6-1 Pirates. It was 6-1 Pirates in the top of the third. Now, same inning, it was 8-1. It was 8-1. 8-1. How can you explain that to a Houston Astros fan? How can you explain that to them? How can you explain they just rarely gave it in, mailed it into a suck ass team like the Pittsburgh Pirates? So they literally mailed it in. They did not try to come back in this game. It would have been a wild game, but they did try to come back in this game. So let's see. Let's go ahead and look at the inning. Looking at it right now. Yep, the top of the sixth, bottom of the eighth. They did make it 8-2, but the Pittsburgh Pirates in the top of the ninth just really railed on this Houston Astros team. It was 11-2, 12-2, and then it was 14-2. It was 12-2, but they hit a 2-run homer by Kevin Newman. He hit the same home run that was in the looking at it right now. That was in the top of the second. So he hit the same home run in that inning. So that was his third home run. So they was popping balls against this Houston Astros pitching. So they lose 14-2. Pirates, like I said, they're 37-41. Let's go ahead and give you the box score recap. Switch it over. Okay. Springer went 3 for 4, so he was the only guy that had a good hit in that game. So he came back from his little DL injury. Also, Mosrick went 0 for 1. Altuve went 1 for 4. Kemp went didn't bat. Bregman, I'm not too happy about Bregman, what he's doing in his batting production. His OPS is 934, but his batting average is 267. Why is that? I mean, he should be hitting at least between 274 and 300. Alex Bregman, he should be hitting. So now Brentley went 1 for 4. Alvarez went 0 for 4. Straw didn't bat. Grummel went 1 for 4. Reddick went 1 for 4. And White went 0 for 2 in this game last night. So I'm going to tell you, look, Houston's going to have a tough time with their because look, Pittsburgh is despite that record, throw that record out of the window. Look, they can be a good team. They can be 41-37, but except being 41-37, they're 37-41. So they literally lit them up yesterday. They used a lot of pitchers yesterday. Let's go ahead and give you the Velez had 2 strikeouts and 1 walk. He gave up 8 hits, 6 runs. 6 of them was earned. Diva Sky went 3 innings. He gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, struck out 3, and gave up 1 home run. Also, Rendon had 2 walks. He had his struggles right there, Rendon. I'm looking at it right there. He has his struggles. Rendon, he in his game, his ERA is kind of low, 2.97, but his he had 1 walk in the game. Also, McHugh had let's see if I can pull it up. Okay, he had one inning. His ERA is 5.79. Now White, I'm gonna tell you, he gave up 4 hits, um, 6 runs. 6 of them was earned. He walked 4 batters. He gave up two. He gave up 2 home runs in a game. That was um, White. His ERA is in the 20s, 21.60. That's not good. You got to be better than that. If you're on a 50 and 31 ball club, you have to have better pitching. So that's understandable. Strassel. I'm trying to say his name is Stassi. Looking at it right now. He had let's see. He had a 0.5 inning. So that's what he had, 0.5 inning. So I'm really not happy about this performance by the Houston Astros, to be honest with you. But the truth of the matter is, they're going to have to gain some ground because look, that 50 and 31 record should be at least 31 and 50. But no, they're lucky to have a 50 and 31 record like they have. So that's my take on it. If you're a Houston Astros fan, you can give me your takes on this loss last night. They did lose 14-2. So if you want to give me your takes on it, so okay. This is the MLB and minor league baseball recaps for today. Okay. Let's go ahead and go over some news headlines. I'm going to pull it up on ESPN. Pull up everything on ESPN. 1 second. Give me just a second to pull up the stuff. Okay, we got everything on the screen. Let's go ahead and see what we're going to be talking about here. Okay, sources with the Celtics, the front runner for Kimball Walker, Adrian Wojnarowski. This is a respected writer with ESPN saying that they are in the front running for Kimball Walker from Charlotte. Walker is a 3-time All-Star. Expected to be offered a 4-year, $141 million contract with the Boston Celtics. So he's been playing 8 years with the Charlotte Hornets. So here's my thing about this NBA free agency. Look, like the guy on the other guy on the sports talk sports talk with Broach, look, said, and I'm gonna say it too. Look, don't look at the small pictures in these trade acquisitions. Look at the big ones. If this comes true, he will get this 4-year deal worth $141 million. That's one thing about it. You can shake a stick at that situation. So that's my take on it. If you can give me your take, via Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch. I have the everything's working today, so you can send me your comments. So that's what he averaged 25.8 points a game. This is from ESPN. So Adrian Wojnarowski is the writer of this article. You can send him an email at Adrian Woj. That's WOJ Wojnarowski. You can reach him at ESPN.com. Okay, Ellis. This is what Ellis Nega Raponi, the young lady. Um, this is from Graham Hayes. You can reach him at ESPNW. That's ESPNW. This is talking about the young lady that did not stand for the national anthem. Her name is Megan Raponi. Um, so um, the coach Jill Ellis and veteran attempted Thursday to swift focus from the tweet from President Trump. Look, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna keep saying this over and over and over again till people gets it. This young lady, Megan Raponi, has absolutely have a right to either stand or not to stand. That doesn't the United States Constitution doesn't say that you have to stand. It doesn't say that. You have to read the Constitution, folks. I don't do political shows here. I think this is a big. I think that they're making a big deal out of this situation with Megan Raponi not standing for the national anthem. Look, she has a right to do that. She has an absolute right to do that. And I don't want to hear anybody that comes on here on this show saying that I'm wrong. Because look, it does say that in the Constitution. You do not have to either stand or need or whatever. So this right here, I think this is blown way out of proportion. This news article with this Megan Raponi situation. I support this young lady like I always have, and I always will. See, like she said, she was not going to the White House. She has a right not to go to the White House. So that's my take on it. This is from Graham Hayes. You can reach Graham Hayes at ESPNW.com. That's ESPNW.com. So look, I'm glad she's focusing on the game and not the distraction off the field. Because look, if she does focuses on the distractions off the field with the people, with the fans getting angry and pissed off because she's not standing, look, that's an understatement right there. So that's my take on it. Switch this out. So, see. Rocket Shop Capella for Golden for Space. Look, like I've been saying in this NBA during this NBA trade period. Look, don't focus on the bigger smaller trades. Focus on the bigger trades. Look, I'm pretty sure ESPN it's just posting these things just to get people's attention. That's one thing about it. And get people all fired up and when they do fall in these traps. I don't fall for these traps. I mean, I want these things to be legitimate. I don't want these to be falling your trap clickbait stuff that you get on the internet time and time again. So that's my take on it. This is from Adrian Wanowski and Zach Lowe. You can reach him at ESPN. That's ESPN.com. Okay, let's see. Dodger catcher Russell Martin took to the mound for the Dodgers for the second time this season and pitched the scoreless 8 inning. That's amazing right there. I mean, I think this young man deserves our respect and admirations. Um, because look, he's behind the dish, and then he has to throw. He knows what goes on behind the scenes. So he did throw a scoreless inning. So once again, congratulations to him. Let's go ahead and give you his numbers. I'm going to pull this up in a second. Okay, Russell Martin, he's hitting 245. So he's right now he's hitting at the plate is kind of um, you could say anemic right now. He's only hitting 2 home runs, and he's got 6 RBIs driven in. His OBS is 349, so his OBS is not up to par right there. His last 7 games, Russell Martin. I'm looking at him right now. He had 1 hit. He went 1 run. He didn't get a hit. He also didn't hit a home run, so his batting average was at 0. In away games, he's hitting 233. He's let's see, he is 10 for 43. He has 7 runs. He's hitting 233. Also against Colorado, the team they played, he went 2 for 3. So 2 for 8. Excuse me, 2 for 8. He went 2 for 8 on his batting. He had 3 runs in that game. He was hitting 250. He also had 3 walks. He gave up. Had 2 RBIs. He had 1 home run. Now against the National League, he's 15 for. He has 15 runs. He's 24 for 98. So he's hitting 245. So that's against the National League. So he's 24 for 98. He has 3 doubles, 2 home runs. He has walks 13 times. So I'm gonna say this: look, he's a pretty good walker. He can walk. He also hits doubles as well. Now in the month of June, he went 10 for 41. He has 5 runs to his credit. He also has 2 RBIs. He also has 4 walks. So that's something right there. So right now, his career, his OPS is at 679. So he's got a pretty good OPS at 679. He hits. He's 26 for 39 hitting the ball. He's 26 for 39 hitting the ball on 26 for 106. Excuse me, 26 for 106. He also has 16 runs. He has 3 doubles. He has 2 home runs. He has 13 walks. He strikes out 31 times. His slugging percentage is 330, so it's kind of low right there at 330. But so we're looking at it right now. So that 26 for 106. He should get that batting average a little bit up. He should be at least in the 280s and stuff like that. He should be in the 280s or maybe 290s or something like that, at least. So that's the numbers on Russell Martin. He's the catcher. So that's what you got to look at. These hitting. Right now, his hitting, his career, he has 1,396 hits. He's on 5,098 at bats. He has 790 runs in his career. He has 253 doubles, 187 RBI home runs, and 757 RBIs. So he's also let's see how many bases he stole. He had 100 stolen bases out of he was caught stealing 51 times. So he's a pretty good base stealer as well. With 100 stolen bases in the games. So that's my take on Russell Martin pitching a scoreless inning in the eighth inning of the Dodgers game yesterday, which did um, they did win 8-2. So no loss. So they did lose 8-2. Excuse me, 8-2 in a loss to the Arizona D-backs. So this is from ESPN. Looking at something else. Okay. Switch this over. Yankee says Giancarlo Stanton most likely will return in August and July, so that's pretty good news right there for the New York Yankees. That just came out on the post on the ESPN just about 11:52, maybe about 9 minutes past. It's 12:04 right now, so it's maybe 9 minutes old. The article, but we at least we got it in the this is a new article. So this is from Associated Press. You can go to the AssociatedPress.org, or you can read the headlines on ESPN.com. That's ESPN.com. Florida lands. Let's see what this is. Florida. This is from Jeff Bazzello. You can reach him at ESPN. Um, Florida lands Virginia Tech grad transfer Kerry Blackshear Jr. is committed to Florida. He was the number one grad transfer on the ESPN transfer rankings. So that's I think that's great for the Virginia Florida Gators to land that grad transfer from Virginia Tech. So look, there's a lot of grad transfers out there that's gonna go to different schools. So I'm not wishing them bad luck, but um, I hope for a brighter future for these guys. Let's go ahead and give you his numbers. Kerry Blackshear. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Give you his numbers. Okay, Kerry Blackshear. Let's go ahead and give you his numbers. Okay, Kerry Blackshear averages 14.9 points a game. He also averages 7.5 rebounds. When he was at Virginia Tech, he's from Orlando, Florida. He's also has 2.4 assists. He also shoots 50.8%. So that's a good shooter right there. That is a damn good shooter right there. And Kerry Blackshear Jr. So that's one thing I'm looking at right there on this screen. Also, let's look at his numbers. Okay, his three-point shooting was at 33%. His free throw shooting in the 70s. 2017, he averaged 12.5 points a game. That was at Virginia Tech. He also had a 55.8 field goal shooting percentage. That is pretty good for. And also 2015 to 16, he had a 55% um, field goal shooting percentage. So that's one thing about it. He's down 5 points on his field goal shooting. So I look at it this way: Florida's getting a pretty good transfer. He's a junior right there, so he's a junior. So he's got a year left of eligibility on his plate. So that's one thing Florida will be happy about, to have him play on their team. So on the Florida Gators basketball team. So This is from um, ESPN.com. This is ESPN.com. Okay, MLB scores at this hour. We're looking at them on my screen. Um, it is no score between the Phillies and Mets. Rain delay in the Minnesota and Tampa Bay game. So, other games going on later. 12:10, just a few minutes. Texas will take on Detroit. At 1:10, the Astros will take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Also at 1:10 will be the Seattle Mariners and Milwaukee Brewers. Also the Cubs and the Braves will play at 1:20. Also at 6 p.m. it will be the Miami Marlins taking on the Washington Nationals. Also Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the Colorado Rockies. At 8:45 tonight, it will be the San Francisco Giants taking on the um, Los Angeles um, Arizona. Also, it is the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim taking on Oakland. So let's give you the golf. Let's give you the golf leaderboard. Let's pull this up. 1 second. Golf leaderboard. We'll show you the golf leaderboard on the screen. Okay, this is at the Rocket Mortgage Classic in Detroit, Michigan. Your leaderboard right now is stands. Nate Lastly is at 9 under par. Also tied for second is Charles Howell the third. He's 7 under par. Tatter Golsey. It's Gooch. He is 7 under par. Also, Brad Stewart. I'm trying to say his name. Brad Stewart. He's 6 under par. He's tied for fourth. Kevin Kushner is Kiseer. He's 6 under par. Also, McKinley Higgins from Canada is 6 under par. So this is the leaderboard that's going into the first round of the Rocket Mortgage Classic. That's going to be all the way through the 29th. That is going to be a Saturday. So we're showing you the leaderboard. So if you I'm scrolling it down. So these are all your leaderboard standings right here. Okay, that's okay. World Cup action. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Okay, let's go ahead and give me a second to scroll down. Okay, the World Cup. Let's go ahead and give you the World Cup games for today. Okay, World Cup England versus Norway, 2 p.m. on Fox. Let's see if I can give you the Copa America. Let's go ahead and give you the Copa America. Left click on that. Okay, on Copa America games for today. Okay, Copa America is Panama taking on Brazil. That will be at 7:30 on ESPN Plus. So that's okay. You see your soccer scores we're showing you right now on the screen. So right now they have one going on. Senegal is in Algeria is just started. That's in the African Cup. Also, full time. MAD defeats BDI 1-0. So Also in the UEFA Under 21 Championship, it is Romania up 2-1 on Germany, and also France will take on Spain. That will be at 2 p.m. That will be on ESPNU. So that game, that's in the UEFA Under 21 Championships, going into their games. So okay, the Texas Rangers game just started. Top of the first. Texas have a runner at first and no outs. It is one no score in that game. So that's in the Texas Rangers game. Okay, let's close out for today. Okay, I got to get the text on there. Okay, this concludes the Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show for Thursday, June 27th. We'll be back later with the Sports Time New Orleans Sports Podcast show. We will have the podcast live stream via Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and on Twitch. You can come in later. We'll talk some more sports headlines. We'll have score updates as well in this edition. So this is live stream. You'll be able to come in and interact with me in this in here. So okay, like, share, and subscribe. Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show on Facebook. That's facebook.com/Kerry.Wehmeyer. The number 75. That's the personal page. Also, you can follow me on Instagram. That's sports_talk2505. That's on Instagram. Also, you can follow me on Reddit at LSU_Tulane2505. Also, you can follow me on Tumblr. That is Sports Talk 78. You got to search Sports Talk 78. Also, you can follow me on the Facebook fan page, which is Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer. That is another Facebook page we set up. You can reach me at KLW2782540. That's KLW782540. Until then, everybody have a good afternoon, and we will see you later on the Sports Talk, Sports Time New Orleans podcast. So it'll be Sports Time New Orleans podcast later on. So everybody have a good afternoon.